Welcome back to the Gulf Streamer. Our hosts today are Shanna Richardson and Mike McLaughlin. And now, the Gulf Streamer, streaming news you can use.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Gulf Streamer. I'm Shanna Richardson.
And I'm Mike McLaughlin.
And today we have an expert on our new pool, which we are so excited is going to open up this summer. Please welcome Mr. Jeff Zito.
How are you guys? Thank you for having me. So my name is Jeff Zito, and I'm actually in real estate development and is my day job. And obviously, as Shanna mentioned, I am helping you guys with the pool and trying to get that updated to look nice and pretty for when we can return back to normal lives. And it's kind of a quick piece, but feel free to ask me any more questions.
How'd you get involved with scouting?
So that's a good question. So I'll be honest with you. I actually did not be involved in the Boy Scouts growing up as a kid, believe it or not. So I grew up in a small town in Ohio, and my family was very outdoorsy, and I never really had the need for Boy Scouts, but that doesn't mean I didn't know about it. I think everybody always knows somebody that was in the Scouts or a family member or something. And no different than me. So I had a lot of friends that were in the local camp up there in Ohio, and always heard great stories, and never really thought about it, honestly, until, probably a few years ago when Joe Lalonick and Bob Bentz, some of your former, development vice presidents, they brought me on board. I used to work for them, and brought me on board and asked me to help, and I didn't bat an eye because I know what a good cause it is. And so the pool is kind of the first project that I've actively been involved in. I've helped with some other aspects of the camp at Tanah Keeta, but the pool has really been my first, pardon the pun, but jumping both feet in. So anyway, that's kind of a quick blurb.
That's wonderful. So we are so excited about the new pool project. What is happening at camp with the pool?
I'll tell you what, we're excited too. So it's been a long time coming. I think I'm everybody I talk to is always thanking me, but in all honesty, I've gotten the easy part. The fundraising and making to get to this point has been a bunch of people involved, as you guys know. But long story short is we've been spending, I think since September we broke ground on it. So we've been working since September. It's not a fast project by any means, but it's come a long way. As you know, the pool had a lot of cracks. It's, I think, 35 or 40 years old, if not more than that. And so there's been a lot of TLC that's needed to get to this point. Really where we're at, honestly, is we're a few weeks away from it being done. And long story short is the cracks have all been repaired. The final touches are being put on it so we can actually put water in it and make it look pretty. I think you probably have seen some pictures recently, and that's really the last step before it starts to get that nice new color and fresh look with water in it. So you'll see that in the next few weeks. Aside from that, it's not just the pool we've been working on. We've actually done the pool paver deck or the pool deck. We've rehabbed the bathrooms, which is really the last remaining portion that we have to do before you can actually open the pool. And that should be done about the same time the water gets in the pool. So if I had my guess, we should be done and have all inspections by end of this month. That's our goal.
That's awesome. I grew up in that pool and took my swimming merit back there, so that's great to hear. What are some of the new exciting features that we can look forward to with this new pool?
So a lot of them are boring, at least to me, because it's not shiny new object. But the coolest thing I think everybody's going to really look forward to, and I've heard a lot of excitement about, we had two wonderful volunteers help us get pool deck lighting. So we're actually going to be able to open that pool at night, which we've never been able to do. I know it sounds small, but I guess that's a pretty big issue for the camp, and we're excited for that. So that will be done probably a little bit after the pool opens, just because that's one thing that was impacted by the COVID issue. Just shipping of light poles and things like that really took a hit. But we had really at no cost to us because of our volunteers. So that was really exciting. Some of the more boring stuff that I referred to is, things like the bathrooms. That's going to have all new fixtures. It's been painted by a wonderful volunteer, and it's actually going to be brought up to current ADA code. So that's, like I said, could be boring to some, but that's going to be pretty nice as well.
When can we expect to take our first swim?
So everybody's gonna ask me when they can take their first cannonball, right? So honestly, I don't know when the camp's gonna open back up due to COVID, but we should be done before you guys open. So like I said, the end of the month would be a perfect scenario, or there somewhere about. And hopefully when this all ends and we can go all out there together and see each other in person, we can have it ready to go.
That's awesome. This is such an important project that so many of our scouts and volunteers are going to get to experience. Do you have a final message for our scouts and scouters out there?
One thing, so going back to maybe the first question, you asked me how I got involved. So, one thing I've really noticed on this, and in the Rangers, Harlan and Steve out at the camp, they make a phone call and just people jump. Like there's not even a hesitation. People jump in to help. And I'll be honest, I mean, I feel like I'm getting a lot of thanks for helping, but I really haven't done much compared to all the volunteers. Just anywhere from, just putting up a fence to getting a permit to just anything. People have just jumped at to help. And just the fact of people doing that with all the stuff going on in their lives because of the virus and who knows what else, it's just amazing to see. I think that's incredible. So I think maybe my message, maybe not so much about the pool, but just to anybody listening that, for people to volunteer and help out the scouts when frankly they may need help in their lives, it's pretty cool to see. So I think that's my message, is just that you're part of something special, and don't take it for granted.
That is an amazing message. Well, thank you, Jeff, for joining us today, and thank you for watching another episode of the Gulf Streamer.
Thank you for watching another episode of the Gulf Streamer.